All right, we are back here at the Chuck Bennon Memorial Field in Pickford. Do apologize some of technical difficulties that we're working out. Dan Hardenbrook, Zach Flickner, glad to have you along on a bright and beautiful Saturday between the Pickford Panthers in the home purple with the white numbers and Inland Lakes all white with the blue numbers. And Coach, couldn't ask for a better semifinal Saturday for these two teams. Know each other pretty well. Met here in the semifinals last year. Both have been on the collision course at 11-0 this season.
Yeah, Inland Lakes, a lot of the same recipe from last year. Pickford, obviously, they're the same recipe every year. Coach Rader's got a good system, and you know, I talked to both coaches before the game. Some key points from them. Coach Rader said, control the ball, keep Inland Lakes offense off the field. I don't know how you do that, scoring 60 points a game. Eventually, the other team is going to get the ball.
That's right. If you look at some of the numbers in this one, Pickford comes in with a total of 605 points. That's 55 points per game, giving up just 78 on the season. They have been fantastic. Inland Lakes, not too bad either. 530 points, average of 53 per game with 124 allowed, about 12.4. Their averages through 10 games with one forfeit on their record as well. Opening kickoff as the Panthers try to bring it back left to right, and they break it free across midfield. Gunnar Bennett off to the races, and he runs the opening kick back for a touchdown after being shut out in the semifinals last year. Gunnar Bennett gets him on the board. 11:47 to go. Started left, came right, broke through the line, and nobody's going to catch him in the open space. And he's a guy that I know, pregame said was going to be very important for the Panthers here today.
Yeah, he's their change of pace from Story. Him and Miller both. You know, they kind of lull you to sleep with Story, 4 yards here, 7 yards here, and then they hit that counter to Bennon and Miller, and that's kind of their 1-2-3 combo.
2-point try now for the Panthers, who are on top 6-0 after running the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Inland Lakes stands everybody up defensively, as they like to do. Story straight ahead, breaks free, and a perfect start for the Panthers. 8-0 early on in this contest. It's a Pickford team that through 2 playoff games has a 52-0 scoring advantage in the first quarter and a 98-0 advantage in the first half of their 2 playoff round games. And again, another quick start, which is huge for them, because when they play with the lead, they can control the pace.
Absolutely. That's what their offense is designed for. Obviously, don't quite need the offense yet. Here's Dave.
Well, Coach Rader told you he wants to keep their offense off the field. When you're running back kicks, it makes it even harder for a Panthers team that's outscored opponents by an average of almost 50 points per game. Everybody expecting this to be their first big test, and now they get to line it up and kick it away with the lead just underway here today in Pickford. And we are glad to have you along in this one. It was a 12-0 Inland Lakes victory when they met here last year. Bulldogs went on to lose a pretty good state final, 30-26 against Martin last year. Winner of this one goes to Superior Dome. And all of the 8-player semifinals are just underway, playing at the same time today. Short kick, they try to cover it up, rolls free in almost a second. Special teams disaster for the Bulldogs. That one squirts away and gets out of bounds.
Yeah, heads up play there by Bradford. He came up, he more or less just knocked it out of bounds. As long as that stays horizontal and doesn't go towards their end zone, that's a legal play. Good heads up play there by Andre Bradford. Bradford
Bailed him out last week. He came in and played quarterback after the senior all-stater Aiden Fenstermaker was ejected in the regional win over Alcona. Fenstermaker, what a roller coaster ride of emotions he's been through this week. Back on the field and takes the snap. Straight forward, short gain, maybe a yard, and that'll get it out to the 29-yard line. Fenstermaker was ejected. after getting 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties last week, but the second one should have been assessed as a personal foul. So he was ejected from the region, suspended for this one, and the Lynx had to go through the appeals process, and early in the week found out they'd get him back here for this one. He was a difference maker in this game last year.
They line up in like the full house backfield out of the gun here, Dan. Watch for their counter tray out of this.
They're going to go right backside. Tough matchup. This is going to be a physical ball game today. 2 teams that have been able to beat up on everybody else are going to go toe-to-toe. And my other player to watch in this list, I had Bennon and Miller on my list as well, but Hayden Rader trying to anchor the front of this physical attack. That's where Inland Lake surprised Pickford last year, and we're able to hang with them physically, which not a lot of teams can do to the Panthers.
No, so out of this full house backfield look, they're looking to read the end and set up that counter.
They're going to sweep it back around. Fenstermaker had a chance early, but Pickford rallies to the football. We'll see where they spot him. Going to be 4th and about 6. Ball at about the 33-yard line. And a tough decision early on for Coach Travis Meyer. Done a great job with the Bulldogs. Both of these teams just 1 loss combined in their last 2 seasons.
I think they're kind of on the same thought process I am, Dan. You got to keep Pickford's offense off the field.
Yeah.
It looks like they're lining up in punt formation here.
Not deep enough.
But Fenstermaker to punt.
Pickford looks like they want to come get this one. High kick, twisting towards the sideline. Bounces at the 40, checks up, takes a roll, and the Panthers are going to get it about the 43-yard line. Good field position for their first offensive drive of the game. Led by the All-Stater Tommy Story, but as you mentioned, 2 guys we have to keep an eye on, Bennon and Miller. This game, and the Lakes, I think, wants to play it in a box. I think they want Story to come at him 3 or 4 yards at a time. But Pickford's got the advantage outside on the edge, and those speed guys are going to be important.
Absolutely.
Story in the gun. Has both Miller and Bennon with them in the backfield. Straight ahead. Story, tough running. One thing that Inland Lakes did last year was take the ball kind of out of his hands and make him be a passer. As long as Pickford's playing with the lead, they can keep riding the horse too. Gain of 6.
So they had Miller and Bennon lined up pretty much in A gaps there, about 1.5 yards, 2 yards off the line, and looked like they're just running lead dive into the A gap there with Story.
A lot of size up front for that Inland Lakes line. Boy, there is some beef up there. And they like to stand up this defense. I'll ask you about that after this play. Back to the double bug. They bring Miller back in front. Lead blocks for Story into the second level. Breaks it for a big gain. It's about 20. He's across midfield. Fenstermaker saves a touchdown. What are the Bulldogs trying to do with this defense? Everybody kind of standing up. And they'll play a 3-man front. Sometimes they'll play a 2-man front flexed out wide. Sometimes they'll put everybody down on the line. What are they looking to do with their defense standing everybody up in the box?
Well, the first thing they're trying to do is get a better jump on the snap. And the second thing they're trying to do is try and confuse that line a little bit.
Story, sweep around the right side, spins, flag coming in. From the side judge on the Pickford sideline.
I think we're going to have a hold on Bennon here.
It's one thing that's been a little bit surprising that Pickford's gotten away with it with the big advantages in the first couple rounds of the playoffs, but not a team that racks up a lot of penalties. Very disciplined. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
that one kills the momentum, at least for now, because it's going to push them back near midfield.
You know, but does it? I mean, they're ripping off, 7, 12, 14 yards at a time here. This basically gives them 10 more yards to, like Coach Rader said, keep Inland Lakes off the field.
Going to split McConkey wide to the far side. That just typically draws a man out of the box, both wings back to the Pickford sideline. Panthers are going towards the scoreboard to the south here in this opening quarter of play. Motion everybody. Now it's student body left for Story around the edge. Great block by Miller at the second level. And look at, just like you said, they rip off a big one. 15 of those 20 yards.
We got a
right
flag
back.
over here, Dan. Another hold on Pickford.
Oh, maybe too good of a block by Miller.
And you know, that's one of them issues that when you do that student body left, you got all your people over there. So guess what? All your defense is over there.
Yeah. These are two good teams that go into the ball too.
And when you're trying to seal that edge, sometimes you get outside of the frame a little bit, and I'm sure that's what they called there.
I wish we could show the field, because this is the first defensive line I've seen that makes Pickford look small. But again, standing them up, trying to make up for the lack of maybe speed a little bit. There's that counter, a little flip to Bennett, breaks a tackle. He's not going to get much there, and it'll be second and long coming up for the Panthers.
Something, Inland Lakes keyed something on that play, Dan. Right before the snap there, the other Fenstermaker, Landon Fenstermaker, he's a sophomore. He's playing linebacker for Inland Lakes here. Before that play, he was pointing at where that counter went. So they're keying something out there right now.
Story. Ball to 41-yard line. He stands about the 45. He's going to come straight forward. And this is another point I wanted to make. You were down on the field talking with both teams, and you said in between what would be the hashes and in between the 25 to the 25, the field's pretty chewed up, and it looks like Story kind of spun the wheels coming out of the snap there.
Yeah, it is a little greasy, but typically it's a lot worse this time
I think
of year.
this is the nicest we've ever seen it in mid-November.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's par for the course for a high school field in the U.P. for November 16th.
Well, they ran all up and down it the last couple of weeks in their playoff games. Wins over Munising and Ishpeming. It's been a rematch theme in the playoffs. They beat both of those teams, both in the regular season and the postseason. And now Story almost gets free again. Fenstermaker reaches out and grabs the shoelace, trips him up, but after two holding penalties, looked like it might set Pickford back. Guess what? Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Or no, they're inside the 20.
We're down to the 16.
I can't count. That's what you're here for.
I believe it's the 16.
We left the math and science teachers at home today. And like shows like they want to bring pressure.
False start on Pickford there. The line was rocking a little bit there.
Josh Rader might want to rip his hair out. 3 penalties on the drive. It's making things harder than it has to be in a game that I know, checking in with him earlier in the week, he said this is not going to be one of those 60, 70 point big offensive explosions. Points are going to be at premium. You got to limit mistakes. They're already off to a better start, but that came on the opening kickoff. 3 and out for the Bulldogs. This is the first drive for the Pickford offense, and they're going backwards before they're going forwards. Snap here. Miller. So they're bringing their opposite side wing, basically almost like a lead motion with the wing. They're just circling. That time it was Miller right to left coming behind the center and leading where they want to go.
So our college and pro football fans, you'll hear announcers on TV talking about running power, and that's kind of what this scheme is. Power. They're bringing that wing or bug, as you would call them, across and just inserting them into A gap, B gap there as a lead.
This time they fake that. And Story keeps it, goes back to the right, lowers the shoulder. Story is inside the 10.
I think they're going to put them right on the chalk of the 10 here.
This is going to be a big play. early in this contest. Third down and 5 to go. As the Panthers at 11-0, 5-0 in the Great Lakes 8 East, the conference champions, trying to get a 2-score lead over the Ski Valley Conference champion Bulldogs. Inland Lakes 11-0, 5-0 in league play as well. Everybody lined up here to the right. Story. Oh, the big fella. He slipped and he got swallowed up whole. DJ Bird. That is a big, big man on the offensive and defensive line. And that's one thing that kind of helps. And the Lakes play those backers and run them, and it was another reason. And they also were able last year to drop guys into coverage because DJ Burr takes 2 blocks.
He is a big man.
He is a refrigerator with legs. 4th down and goal. Just outside the 10. Inland Lakes, I think, trying to get Pickford to move, and it's a timeout for the Panthers. And Josh Rader, if you don't love it, take the timeout and set up here because this could be a big swing play in this game.
I don't know that there was a play called there, Dan. I believe that was no play.
Maybe?
They're just trying to get the free 5.
Nope.
Great discipline on both sides. Anybody that watches high school football knows how much procedural penalties happen on both sides of the ball, whether it's jumping off sides or false start.
And still probably early in this one. It's a big ball game. There's probably some nerves. Pickford obviously emotions high because of the extra, not just the semifinal game here and a shot at the state championship, but getting their season ended a year ago here by this same team. And you know when the Lakes wants another shot because they stunned Pickford in that 12-0 game, and then they went up and had their hearts broken at the Superior Dome in a crazy sequence at the end of that championship game last year. But both teams, as he said, staying focused, staying composed.
I like the call there from Coach Rader. His football team is very disciplined. You might as well test the other team.
2 wings to the right. They both motion now. As Inland Lakes had loaded up the left side. Story going to sweep it around the left. It's close. Flag comes in.
And he's not going to get there, I don't think, Dan. Oh, he got there.
He
but I believe
turned the corner.
I believe it's going to be a hold.
Oh, man. Josh Rader.
I was looking at pylon instead of first down marker there.
He almost got drugged down short of it. Stuck his foot in the ground, but oh man. Would have been enough for a first down, as Inland Lakes will take the penalty.
I think 75, Damian Bradford of Inland Lakes was the one getting held. He kind of got turned there right on the edge.
It's a family affair down there in Indian River. We got multiple Crawfords and multiple Fenster makers and
multiple Bradfords.
Multiple Bradfords. They are trying. This is the 3rd time on this drive Pickford's had a penalty that's put them behind the chains.
Now
they're 2 for 2 and getting the yardage back. 4th and about 14. Receiver wide to the left. They'll sweep it, fake it. Story looking to throw. Flat pass short of the first down marker. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. And the Bulldogs slow down a team that had not been stopped with their starting lineup yet this postseason.
I don't know what's more impressive, Dan, that stop there or Pickford throwing a forward pass. We know they throw the boot pass very well out of that pistol look. I thought maybe we'd see that there because they also run the sweep very well out of that pistol look.
All right, so the Bulldogs take over. Where are we at? About the 11-yard line or the 14-yard line? I can't get my lines right.
14.
1st and 10 as Fenstermaker takes it. He's going to go straight ahead. Just follows his back's good, tough run for him. He's kind of a taller, more slender build, but also, again, much like Story, gets a lot of downhill momentum as he runs the football.
And he is fast. I have seen that on film. We scrimmaged him last year up in Newberry. and he was impressive as a junior.
All-stater last year. That was as a DB, but could have done it either way. One of those great two-way talents that we see a lot in the northern half of the state. This time tries to bounce outside. Pickford meets him. Good job. Story and Raider in there, and then McDonald, the defensive player of the year, comes in to just clean it up.
Kind of seeing some of that same double wing look out of Inland Lakes here that we've seen from Pickford early on, where they got the two wings. They're kind of lined up in a gap or right behind your guard or tackle, whichever you prefer to call them, in an 8-man game.
They're flying through this one. This will be the final play of the quarter.
They're going to line up in that double wing look again, but an overload line to our side.
Fenstermaker just hesitates a minute, lets his block set up, plunges forward. Forward progress will have him just short of a first down. It'll be 4th and about 1 when we come back for the second quarter. Opening kickoff goes to the house from Gunnar Bennon, and the Panthers lead it 8-0. Here in this one, it is Pickford Panthers playoff football on the E.U.P Sports Network.
State Senator John DeMoose knows a thing or two about teamwork and helping support communities that we call home. State Senator John DeMoose wants to wish the Pickford Panthers football team good luck in this year's Michigan High School Athletic Association 8-player Division I state football playoffs. Make us proud, Panthers. From Lansing all the way to Pickford, your State Senator John DeMoose says, go Panthers, go.
Smart Drywall and Painting wants to wish the Pickford football team good luck in their quest for a state championship. The Panthers are always Pickford proud, and the team at Smart Drywall and Painting can't wait to see what comes next. And when you need work done on your home or office, be sure to contact Smith Drywall and Painting. Go Panthers!
All right, Dan Harderbrook, Zach Klickner, glad to have you along. Steve Stifler producing back home as the last team in the U.P. left standing is the Pickford Panthers. They lead it by a score of 8-0. They ran the opening kick all the way back for a touchdown. 4th down and 1. Deep, though, in their own territory. And here comes Fenstermaker straight forward. Fake punt breaks it. Right side. Up the Pickford sideline across midfield. He's going to try and outrun Bennon. Dives, can't do it. High step and a touchdown. And a big one for the Bulldogs. And you said he is quick. They line up in punt formation, and he met that snap like he got launched out of a rocket. Broke a tackle, had enough for the first down, but he wanted it all. And we're a conversion away from being right back in a tie ball game.
Yeah, that
Both teams now with about an 80-yard big play that they break.
a heck of a call from Coach Meyer, man. I don't. Oof.
That is gutsy.
Here comes that full house backfield look out of the gun.
Everybody's tight too. Those two backs right behind the quarterback. Fenstermaker spins, fakes. There's a little boot pass.
Oh.
Ball through the hands and incomplete. So the drop conversion keeps the Panthers on top. 11:48 to go here in this one.
I think that's one that Fenstermaker's going to want to have back, Dan. He had the receiver behind the DB. If he puts just a little bit of air under that, that's an easy 2. That DB from Pickford needs to stay right with that guy. Can't undercut that. He's just got to be able to make a play on the ball, not necessarily worry about an interception there.
Looking at how these two teams got here today, opening round win against Blanchard Montebella for the Bulldogs, 40-6. They had to rally in a good one against Alcona last week. 32-26. Meanwhile, Pickford, they've been over before the half in each of the first 2 rounds. 67-12 against Munising, 44-6 against Ishpeming. I know you were listening to part of that one when you could last week. And the Hematites did not look bad. That was just another strong performance from Pickford.
Absolutely.
Although when you're up 98-0, first half scoring margin in the first 2 rounds,
Yeah, you're doing something right.
the big fella's going to boot this one away.
Now, he kicked the last one. Let's see if we get a little bit different kick this time.
Yeah, Bannon ran the opening kickoff back. He goes short, front level, well played. And after a big play, an inch within a couple, the Bulldogs trusting that defense, taking the risk. They've shown, not just last year, but early on today, that they can stop the Panthers. It was bend but don't break on the last drive. Pickford won too many penalties. They dug themselves out of holes a couple of times. But now, from the purple Panther logo at midfield, 49-yard line, Pickford side, they're going to the parking lot here, headed north. They'll split it back each way. Story slowed down to let Bannon get out in front of him. Good block. That's another thing about Pickford. Miller, Bannon, McConkey had a couple of nice blocks. They do a very good job out on the edge and second level.
Big fella's got to come off here.
Lost the helmet. Burr will check out there, and they send 2 bodies in to replace him. Fenstermaker getting a break here defensively. 100-plus tackle linebacker. Looks like he's just trying to get some of that mud out of the cleats. Same formation. Miller to the left. Bannon to the right. Story a couple steps behind in between them. Straight ahead. Breaks a tackle. Story counts back. Ran into the referee, and that might be the only thing that slowed him down.
Story on the carry, brought down by number 13.
But Story with another first down. He's averaging double-digit yards per carry here in this one.
Yeah, they're running kind of that power scheme run. They're doing a great job of moving that nose. Of course, they didn't have the big fella in there that time, so a little lighter load to move that time.
Burr is back in there. The DNs that play up front with him, way wide of the outside man. Story falling backwards.
Story on the carry, brought down by number 8.
Mason
Green.
Mason Green came up and met him. I think it kind of surprised Story there. He kind of took a couple steps back there and still almost regained his balance.
Well, when you're used to being the guy doing the running over. And this is just kind of the football IQ of Story. Even getting kind of rocked there, he made sure he fell forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spun himself around.
Oh, direct snap to Bannon.
He will fight through. Not just speed, but Bannon. They're back inside the 10. With 10:02 to go, as the clock stops for them to reset things. Goal to go situation for the Panthers, trying to answer the big play from the Bulldogs.
Well, I can promise you this much, Dan. Pickford's not going to get stopped inside the 20 twice in a row.
Oh, hit the deck. Bannon plays it off the hop. They just missed the exchange. Ball hits the dirt.
24 on the tackle.
Dry and sunny today, and that thing checks up perfectly.
Oh,
Came
man.
right back up into his gut.
You ain't a kidding. That's a disastrous
Most
play.
years that would have sat in a small pond.
That's a disastrous play 9 times out of 10 right there.
Pickford, not just good, but always helps to have a little bit of luck on your side as well. And we saw some crazy bounces in the first couple of rounds that helped break both those games open. Snap here. Story, straight ahead. Plunges forward. He's going to be short of the goal line by a couple. And a huge third down play here.
on about the 2. I expect counter here.
They've saved it so far.
If I was a betting man,
I got $100. Story goes right over the center. Left of the guard. Away from 9.
We got wagering going on. We might have to cut the mics. Straight forward. Kind of bounces back. They didn't signal. It's going to be fourth down.
Gary, brought down short. Bringing up fourth.
This is going to be, okay. Hayden Raider, All-Stater.
Now you might see
McDonald,
it
player of the year on defense, but really good as a center.
I haven't seen Story line up under center at all. Doesn't
Just
mean
go
they
straight
can't.
QB sneak. What do
And
they need?
just-
About a yard?
Just
Yard
go
and a half?
straight tush push.
It's illegal.
Tight end, McConkey in tight. I know they're not going to pass. There's that double wing motion. They ran this hard count last time. Now get behind. Story outside. Big
Oh.
block there.
Oh,
Feet got tangled up. They're lucky Miller didn't get whistled for that one.
right.
Story on the carry.
Won the man around and Story gets across. 14-6. Touchdown for the Panthers. Conversions are big. This will make it a 2-score game again. Now they do the same thing. Motion Miller and Benton this time they'll right to left. It's the same exact play. And this time Story just runs them over. 7:25 to go. 16-6 Panthers. You said it. They're not going to get stopped twice.
Although a very valiant effort by Hilton Lakes there.
They had a legit stop. Chance to get a stop there.
And that's the big thing here, Dan, is they're creating opportunities. They're giving themselves a chance, which is what Pickford has eliminated a lot this year. Is they've eliminated other teams from hanging around early.
That's right. And the Bulldogs are battling here. 12-0 last year. It's the only time, you mentioned Pickford, they're not going to get stopped twice. That was the only time they've been shut out in each of the past 2 seasons. 23 out of the last 24 games. I'll give you a pop quiz, since you got to go back into 2022 to find the last time they got shut out by a team other than Inland Lakes.
And I know who that was.
It was October 14th, I believe, of 2022.
And
You had a pretty good seat for that one, didn't you?
I had a really good view.
Short kick here, second level. Fielded, brought to the right side. Spin off, and now the reinforcements come. But it was initially not a bad return by Mason Green.
Quick return. Mason Green brought down by 58. McDonald. Bulldogs take over 1st and 10.
Well, we saw the big one from Fenstermaker last time. Be interesting to see how they play it here. Down 16-6. They'll get the ball. 7:15 to go here in the half. They'll get the ball to start the third.
Here comes that full house gun backfield out of Inland Lakes. And it's straight dive.
Tough run there.
Number 20, Bradford on the carry. Brought down by
Bradford.
24. Coleman. Bringing up a 2nd and 10.
How about Bradford for the Bulldogs last week?
Yeah.
Ends up being the guy that he's a pretty good running back. Has to come in for the senior All-Stater, put them on their back and lead the comeback.
Yeah, that's
And they didn't miss a beat.
No, not really. He filled in very well.
Well, he might be the guy next year as a junior. He even stated a pretty good case for himself.
There's a little counter with a quarterback, Fenster Maker, full house cup. Real short game.
Neither team has racked up a ton of yardage early in the downs. We've seen a lot of 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8.
And you know, aside from two real big special teams plays, obviously the fake punt for Inland Lakes, kick return for Pickford, we haven't seen the offense really break out any huge plays.
Fenstermaker goes wide. Bradford slings it to him. Now they're going to reverse course. They threw it to the far sideline, tried to cut it back. Near side here towards the press box. Interesting little look there. As on the snap, Fenstermaker shoots out to the sideline. And Bradford, who we were just talking about, filled in great as quarterback last week. I thought maybe double pass, but Fenstermaker instantly tried to cut that back. And all the traffic that was trying to chase him on the screen was waiting for him as he came backside. Punt here, they show it and they boot it. This time Pickford didn't have anybody back because they got burnt last time, and it'll go inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line.
So I kind of...
Travis Meyer is emptying the bag of tricks here in the first half.
I kind of talked with Mr. Lahaki there before the game, and he asked me what I kind of thought about what Inland Lakes had to do to be successful here today. And, you know, Pickford lines up in that 4-2 defensively, and that's where they're comfortable. They will just tee off on you out of that 4-2. I think they got to try and get Pickford out of that 4-2.
Story in the gun. Two wings to the right side. Double tight. Snap. There's the counter. Bennon. How about 75 for the Bulldogs? Taking on a block and just shoves him back into the backfield. That's Damian Bradford. Dude's only a sophomore. And if number 90, DJ Burr, is the fridge with legs, then Bradford must be the chest freezer.
Yeah, they are.
He just took that tight end and just drove him straight back into Bennon. And it was like running into a wall, and he almost wrapped his arms around McConkey and almost had him and Bennon wrapped up at the same time.
And that's not something you see happen to Pickford very often.
Back the other way. Story just bouncing off guys. Breaks a tackle. One to beat. Stiff arm. Andre Bradford slams him down. But Story, how does he do it?
Well,
He looks bottled up. That should have been a game of 6.
I will say this.
He gets about 30.
I will say this there, Dan. He was about 5-6 yards downfield.
Oh, sideline foul.
Sideline warning.
Warning, okay.
That's the first one. The next one will be yardage. But they're about 7-8 yards. Story kind of ran into congestion, and Bennon. I didn't get a real good look at the block, but it looked like textbook form tackle there. Danny got lucky on that one. It was
There's a couple.
It was roll and drive.
Back into the base set. Bennon, Miller to the right. Story in the shotgun. There's the counter. Bennon, this time they have it. Brown, help clear room. Corner, shoved out of bounds. It's going to be first and goal, and you've been calling for it.
About the 13 here, Dan.
Enough for Panther first down.
Oh, say you stepped out of bounds. Well, Pickford in the red zone. 1 for 2 so far today. 3:30 to go. And the Panthers have a chance to chew a little bit of clock still here too.
Inland Lakes gets the second half kickoff.
You can
So-
limit them. If you can take a possession away here,
Yeah, you don't want to give them a chance here.
you don't want them to go back to back.
No.
Straight ahead, Story. Down to about the
Story
7.
on the carry.
Plunging
Followed
forward.
by number 75, Damon Bradford. And that's second down.
See what we get here for a formation. It's that kind of alpha look with the two wings behind the tackles.
Slide them both to the right. That's where Story's going. Looks for the corner. He's in. Spinning at the goal line. No, just short.
Story on the
That
carry,
actually
gets out
helps.
of bounds.
A little bit. I mean, it's going to stop that he's out of bounds, so I guess they don't chew a lot of time.
Well, they're going to say about the 3, Dan.
First and goal, Panthers.
But they do get the first down.
Touchdown, it was a touchdown.
So touchdown, result
Okay.
is touchdown.
They signal
Sorry.
touchdown over in the
So
corner.
this is a try
We
for
didn't get
point.
any signal there.
No.
So
So this is a 2-point try then.
that's why we're at the 3.
Low snap. Bennett picks it up off the turf. And he never had a chance to get going. So it is a score for the Panthers.
No good.
2 point, no good. 2:36 here, left in the half.
First half.
It's the 26th rushing touchdown this season for Story. Came in with 1,341 yards. He's going to go over 1,500 by the end of the day today. 16 touchdowns through the air.
You know, that 2 point, that was a huge play for Pickford. They could have stretched it to a 3-score lead there.
Another bad snap.
So the two teams will meet and talk it up. We've got 2:36 to go, second quarter. 22-6 Panthers. Winner heads to the Superior Dome at NMU for the state championship next week. The Division I game is scheduled for 11 a.m. next Saturday.
And Bradford back to receive.
And we got Mendon and
I don't know what Coach Kangas, Coach Rader are so upset about. Both having conferences with refs during that little break. I don't know what they're trying to argue.
Roshalski ready. He will run it up. 4 to the left, 3 to the right. Both teams kicking it short. Fenstermaker going to pick it up at the 20 on a roll. He kind of slipped and gets swallowed up. With the left 2:35 to go. Big chance here. Swing possession for the Bulldogs.
And Bulldogs.
All 3 timeouts. 2 things to keep an eye on here if you're the Bulldogs. A, let's make sure we don't make a mistake and give them the ball back. They would love to score. Down 16 with 2:35 to go.
We have seen a couple teams able to throw the ball a little bit on Pickford. Let's see how Pickford shored that up, knowing that this is an Indian River team that'll throw the ball. Oh, fumble. Pickford's going to have it. Look like Miller getting back on top of it there.
Fumble on the play.
Miller's got it.
Jeff Miller. Panthers take over.
That
First and 10.
was almost like I just cursed the Bulldogs.
That was Fenstermaker kind of ran into the pile there a little bit, and he was fighting for more yardage. And a lot of times you'll see a high school player fight for more yardage, and he kind of hangs that ball out there a little bit. I think somebody put a helmet on the ball, and Miller was Johnny on the spot. So double wing to the right, McConkey split left. Now they shift the wings to the left, and Story will go off left tackle. He's got a seam, he makes a cut, and he is down to the 2-yard line.
Story brought down by number
Punching forward.
13.
Man, Pickford has a chance to just seize the momentum again.
After a gain, giving us first and goal.
So it will be first and goal from about the 1.5, maybe 2-yard line. Left hash. Pickford will line up in kind of that double alpha look with the wings behind the tackles.
And a whistle and a timeout for Josh Rader.
Timeout Panthers.
They want to make sure they get this one right. We'll squeeze in a quick break here. When we come back, we'll see what the Panthers do.
Liberty in Michigan, investigators
That's
work
Pickford
hard to keep
football
people safe
on
the
the E.U.P Sports Network.
Family safe online. It's administrative tip.
Fight for your right to party with Busy Bee Rentals in Pickford. Don't get overwhelmed planning or trying to set up for your next big event. Busy Bee Rentals has everything you need to make sure it's a night to remember. Tents, tables, chairs, you name it, Busy Bee is on it. Break it down on their portable dance floor. Have a night to remember. Busy Bee Rentals, 906-322-2119. The Pickford Feed Mill wants to wish all Panther student athletes best of luck. From the trails to the track and the hardwood to the football field, the Pickford Feed Mill proudly supports the Panthers. The Pickford Feed Mill is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 5 and 9 until noon on Saturdays. The Pickford Feed Mill, located at 200 North Pleasant Street in the heart of downtown Pickford.
All right, out of the timeout. Panthers knocking on the doorstep. Up 22-6. No motion. Miller and Bennett slide them out to the right side. Story straight ahead. And that's just setting them up from earlier. They've been running sweep out of that. This time they go dive behind it. The Story's into the end zone.
They put Fenstermaker over top of that B gap, and as soon as that ball was snapped, like you said, he went right to C gap, and that just opened that hole right up for Mr. Story.
16, no, 2 and 2 is 24. 16 is
22 and 4? 22 and 6. It was 22 and 6 before.
16.
Yeah, it's
We only got a touchdown now. It's
28-6.
28 6. It was 22 6. You probably missed that.
Now it's 28-6.
Conversion no good.
Got the point, no good. Score.
28-6.
2:03 to go. It is 28-6 as they work here coming up at the hat this week in high school sports from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. We've got semifinal games today in 8-player regional finals to set up the semifinals next weekend in 11-man. Championship week on the horizon for the volleyball teams. Quarterfinals are Tuesday. Semifinals and finals next weekend in Battle Creek for them as the fall sport season stretches out. Girls basketball practices start Monday. Boys have been in the gym starting this past week, and it's going to be you're in that time of the year, man, where it's a quick turnaround or things will overlap. Brushalski, the run-up. Short kick again. Off the knees. Oh, Bradford had to Superman it.
Number 20, Bradford, down the ball.
Just diving through the air.
What a catch. So 2 minutes
Matthew
left.
Crawford had it kick off the front of his legs.
Coach Meyer has all 3 timeouts left.
They need one.
This is
They
kind of
were
that
in it.
opportunity.
Yeah. They had the ball down 8-6 after Pickford ran the opening kickback. They score on a fake punt, then got a stop. But since then, Pickford's taken back the momentum. Fenstermaker throws the screen. Bradford, spin move, has a block. He missed the block. He needed one from 22 there, out in front of
Down
him.
by McDonald, bringing up second and 7.
Avery Enos.
They could have sprung that one, and as you said, Pickford.
Yeah, you got to try and get Pickford out of that 4-2.
Yep. And if you can spread them out and throw the ball,
Trips to the right, split to the left.
we'll put Story out in coverage here. Snap. Oh, and the Panthers come across.
That's the second procedural penalty we've seen on Pickford today. It's not like them.
Offsides on the Panthers.
Cuts it down to about 2nd and 3.
Bringing up about a 2nd and 3.
Dead calm out there.
Should have
So the wind's not going to affect the passing game.
stopped the clock there.
And we're going to discuss.
Well, the clock was running. The clock
Radio
should have
up to-
stopped there, but none of the officials stopped it. So that's on them.
White hat. Looks like he was confused, maybe timeout.
One 25.
25 will go up.
So we'll put 25 seconds back on the clock.
And we're looking at 2nd and 2.
Yep, White Hat should have stopped the clock there, but he never did. So that was on him.
Trying to get to halftime. Well, there's donuts and barbecue over there.
Again, trips to the right, split to the left.
Pickford going to bring pressure. They like to always send one more. Fenstermaker. Oh, what a catch by Bradford.
Dangerous
Screen
pass.
pass.
Oh man, dangerous pass.
Fenstermaker slips.
Bradford knocked out of bounds.
That's just that quick screen. We've seen him run a couple of times. Just over the fingertips of a Pickford defender. And then Bradford makes a one-handed catch across midfield out of bounds at the 47.
I don't know if that was McDonald that it just went over, but
Yeah, I did.
And
man,
now whistles.
impressive catch from. The play was out of bounds.
118.
118. You get this sometimes in the tournament too, because you're not working with your normal crew. In the semifinals, it's assigned.
2x2 with Jet to the left.
Oh, breakthrough there.
Number 1, Fenstermaker,
That
brought down by
is
number 22, Seth
Miller come crashing
Off on the
through.
play. Looks like
And now I think
timeout.
the Lake's going to take one here. They will. Still in good shape. It'll be 2nd and about 13. They'll be at the 49-yard line. No wind.
Absolutely zero
The
wind.
flag is at a standstill over by the bell. We'll see what Coach Meyer draws up here as we close in on the half. 1:04 to go. Winner on to the state finals. All of the 8-player games, D1 and D2, kicked off at 1 o'clock Eastern time today.
Yeah, I was just trying to look here, see if I can update, but service
Everybody's
not always,
watching, yeah.
Service not always the best over here. Oh, no, Siri thought I was talking to him.
We're gonna get the 2x2 look here. Bradford lines up in the slot. Got to always keep an eye on him. Fenstermaker alone in the gun. Just a traditional empty set here. Panthers only rush 2. They counter back with Fenstermaker. Punt, fake, and go. Oh, and he gets free. That's what you said. Get him out of that defense, right?
Yep. That was just
he
your bubble draw. That's all that was.
Just makes that quick little scream,
For the
and
Bulldogs score.
that goes to the house, and that is a big one. And boy, you really look back now on that fumble on the last drive. If they don't give that up and give Pickford the ball in the red zone, we're locked up real tight going towards halftime. But now there'll be 55.9 seconds for the Panthers to play with.
Exactly.
Fenstermaker breaks another one. He only really had one man to beat. Line did their job.
Here comes that pass again. Oh.
Just send it over. He's going to want both of those back.
Yeah, you ain't
Pass
kidding.
ball's incomplete.
That's 4 big points they've left on the board. But they're back within 2 scores. 55.9 to play in the half.
For top quality meats, fresh cut every day, it's Neville's Superette in Sault Ste. Marie. Neville's has been voted the Tri-County area's best meat market 10 years in a row. At Neville's, they strive to serve only the best products available. The holidays are just around the corner. Let Neville's Superette handle your catering order or that special event. Neville's Superette, I-75 Business Spur, Sault Ste. Marie.
If you're looking to upgrade or purchase your first tractor, Skinner's, your trusted tractor source in the north, has the brands you can depend on. Stop on out to Pickford and browse the high-quality and versatile tractors like Kubota and Massey that can perform every job you have planned for this year. Or take an adventure in one of their Kawasaki side-by-sides. Whatever you choose, Skinner's always services everything they sell. Now is the time to put the shovel down or go on an adventure that never ends. Visit Skinner's in Pickford, Michigan, locally owned and operated for over 60 years.
All right, ready to go. New kicker for the Bulldogs this time. High little pooch kick, end over end. Bennett on a hop at the 25. He breaks one tackle, counters it back. Bennett breaks another tackle. And man, 47.4. And here come the Panthers with 2 timeouts on the plus side of the field.
One timeout left, I believe, for Coach Rader, Dan.
Oh, that's right. He took one on the.
He took one both times in the red zone,
Yep.
I believe. Which I don't have a problem with a red zone timeout. Especially one was on 4th down there, and the other one was on the 1 yard line. So times you want to get it right. Wide double wing with a split to the right. Oh, double reverse to Bennon. And
Gets wrapped up there.
so they hand off to Miller. Miller hands off to Bennon.
Bennett on the carry.
Bradford.
Brought down.
Andre type with the tackle.
Loss of 1, bring up
And
second
Coach
and
Rader will use his
timeout.
timeout.
$34.2.
So I think, you know, if you're in Lakes, you got to be keying on that boot pass that Pickford runs. I mean, that when it comes to passing, that's kind of their bread and butter. They run it 2 different ways. They'll leak the back out, or they will line up in that pistol look. We haven't seen that pistol look but once, I think, here today, Dan. But Brown is one of their targets. He is one of their pass catchers. And here comes that. Oh, no, it's more that alpha look with the double wings.
Snap here.
short counter to
Oh,
Miller.
okay.
Interesting. Panthers just want to play to get to the locker room.
Number 5.
Now they try to go quick call.
Pickford hurrying.
Yep.
Now they're
15
gonna huddle.
seconds.
Now they're gonna go back to the line.
They're not used to
Here comes
playing
that.
with urgency going into the half.
Here comes that.
They go straight forward. They're just going to try and break one on the ground, and they might. Story, second level. And Fenstermaker wraps around the legs and does not let go. And that brings us to the half. The Panthers lead it 28-12 as we step aside here at the half this week. And high school sports from the MHSAA coming your way. We'll be back with the third quarter in today's contest. Panthers 28, Bulldogs 12. The state semifinals.
The team at your local Alcona Health Center in Pickford will treat you and yours like family. Providing a full range of services to Pickford and the surrounding communities, the Pickford Alcona Health Center is ready to care for you and your loved ones in a time of need. Winter will be here before you know it, and the Pickford Alcona Health Center reminds you that now is the time to get your flu and COVID vaccinations so that your family and our communities can stay safe this season.
Since 2002, Alpine Engineering has been serving Michigan with expertise in land surveying and civil engineering. Detailed planning and thoughtful design are the mark of every Alpine Engineering project. From the planning process to completion, let Alpine Engineering help get the job done. Call 906-647-2091 or visit their website at alpine-inc.net.
Brrr. Don't get left out in the cold this winter with Ator Oil and Propane. Ator Oil and Propane has been serving the Eastern Upper Peninsula with quality petroleum products since 1955. Ator Oil and Propane wishes the Panthers good luck in the football playoffs. Proud supporters of kids in our local communities, Ator Oil and Propane. See them in Cedarville or go to their website at atoroil.com.
Cedarville Foods is a family-owned grocery store located right in the heart of Cedarville. Open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Cedarville Foods offers a full meat department, fresh produce, a bakery and deli, and so much more. Follow Cedarville Foods on Facebook for weekly sales and specials. Cedarville Foods, your full-service grocery store.
Carly Woods can make finding your dream home or property a reality. Carly Woods, Realtor with Keller Williams, Northern Michigan Properties, serves the entire Eastern UP. The next time you're in the market for a new home, cabin, or camp, let Carly be your guide. Why? Because you deserve the best, and nobody is better in the real estate game than Carly Woods, Realtor with Keller Williams, Northern Michigan Properties. Call Carly today at 906-322-8789 or stop by at 405 Easterday, Sioux, Michigan.
Harrison Electric proudly supports Pickford Panthers athletics. Harrison Electric hopes the Panthers light up the competition in the MHSAA football playoffs. When planning your next project, go with the best, go with the brightest, go with Harrison Electric. Call 906-322-2228. Harrison Electric. Go Panthers!
For fantastic food with a fabulous view, choose the Cozy Corners restaurant in Barbow. Beautifully situated on the shores of the St. Mary's River, Cozy Corners is famous for its delicious burgers, Friday night fish, and Saturday steak specials, and it's the perfect spot for you and the entire family. Unforgettable food with an unbeatable view. It's the Cozy Corners restaurant in Barbow.
Serving the Eastern Upper Peninsula and the entire state of Michigan, Islands Insurance can tailor a policy to fit your needs at a competitive rate. Providing a full range of coverage and carriers, Islands Insurance Center will give you and your family peace of mind. For all of your insurance needs, call 906-484-2226 or see them on M134 in Cedarville.
The Haskey Post Company proudly supports local student athletes in our communities. From paneling and siding to post rails and decking, don't start that next project without the team at Haskey Post Company. They feature Northern White Cedar products, and the Haskell Post Company can help you create a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Call 906-484-2603 or visit them on East Swede Road in Cedarville.
Prescription Oxygen proudly serves the E.U.P, caring for you and your loved ones. Prescription Oxygen is the region's only home healthcare equipment and oxygen provider. When given the choice, give Prescription Oxygen a call at 906-632-3772 or stop by at 2675 Ashmund Street in the Sioux.
Make Midpoint Marathon your one-stop shop before you hit the road for your next big game. Gas, goodies, groceries, and more, Midpoint Marathon has everything you need for your next trip. Need a quick snack or something for home? Look no further than the Midpoint. Located on the corner of M80 and M129, just north of Pickford. Midpoint Marathon, wishing the Panthers good luck in this year's MHSAA 8-player playoffs.
Taylor Acres Farm has been family-owned and operated since 2015, offering fresh beef, pork, turkey, honey, and eggs. Taylor Acres also offers event venue services on the farm and tent, table, and chair rentals. USDA certified and proud to be a part of the Homegrown by Heroes program. For more information, visit Taylor Acre Farms on Facebook.
Playing high school sports can lead to great things. And will any E.U.P football teams add to the number of 11-player football champions from up north? I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. If you've been following us on social media, you've no doubt noticed our weekly Famous Faces series. Every Thursday, we post a picture of someone who has gone on to have great success in the pros or a career in entertainment, but who got their start playing high school sports in Michigan. And then on Friday, a complete article with more details on that person is posted at MHSAA.com. So far this year, we've highlighted the great actor, James Earl Jones, who played basketball at Dickinson High School in Brethren. The only member of the World Golf Hall of Fame who played high school golf in Michigan is Meg Mallon from Farmington Hills Our Lady of Mercy. Mallon placed second at the 1980 Lower Peninsula Open Class Girls Final. Alexi Lawless, who can be seen these days doing soccer broadcasts for Fox Sports and was Michigan's Mr. Soccer in 1987, also won 2 ice hockey championships, playing for Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood in the mid-1980s. And former President Gerald Ford, who starred on the gridiron for Grand Rapids South. His 1931 South team went undefeated and was named state champion by statewide media. Make sure you follow the MHSAA on Twitter or X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever else you're using these days to see more of our Famous Faces series as we move through the 100th year of the MHSAA. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. East Lansing quarterback Ben Fletcher, he threw a touchdown pass with no time remaining and then a game-winning 2-point conversion in a 50-49 win over Dexter. Howell running back Justin Jones went for 225 yards and 4 touchdowns, setting single-season school records for both and a 2-point win over Brighton. And to Mendon's JT Lux, he scored with 2 seconds to play as Mendon knocked off 2-time defending 8-player Division I champ Martin 26-22.
Graduating seniors could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We're on the volleyball court for today's You Make the Call. Team A serves the ball over the net. Team B's number 9 passes or bumps the ball towards the net, where number 2 tips it over for a point. But number 2 is a back row setter and moves to the front row on the serve. Is this a legal play? If you said it depends, you are correct. A back row setter can move to the front row and play the ball over the net as long as the entire ball is not above the net. If the ball is completely above the net, then the back row setter is not allowed to play it over the net from the front row.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. One other famous face we've highlighted is Escanaba's Kevin Tapani. He pitched in the major leagues for 13 years, winning a World Series with the Minnesota Twins in 1991. Tapani was inducted into the Upper Peninsula Hall of Fame in 2012 and is a member of the Minnesota Twins' 50 all-time greatest players. At Escanaba, he played quarterback and safety on the football team and led the Eskimos to the 1981 Class A title. Escanaba defeated Fraser 16-6 at the Silverdome that year. That is the last time a team from north of the bridge has won a football title in the MHSAA's largest division, either Class A, Class AA, or Division I. Since the advent of the MHSAA football playoffs in 1975, 22 teams from the U.P. have won a title in 11-player. 6 schools have won multiple titles, with Ishpeming leading the way with 5 championships, their latest coming in 2015. Crystal Falls Forest Park, Norway, Iron Mountain, Menominee, and Lake Linden-Hubbell are the others with multiple 11-player titles from the U.P. 2 U.P. teams remain in this year's 11-player tournament, Menominee and Iron Mountain. Check scores and pairings by going to MHSAA.com and clicking football. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
The team at your local Alcona Health Center.
When shopping for that next great gift, take a step into the wilderness at Wilderness Treasurers in Pickford. One-of-a-kind gifts that you won't find anywhere else. Wilderness Treasures has great gift ideas for the special people in your life. Oh, Wilderness Treasures is also a full-service flower shop. Blow them away with a gift from Wilderness Treasures in Pickford.
Already counting down the days until spring? The thought of another winter in the Eastern UP got you down? Well, make plans now to swing the day away in 2025 at Munoscong Golf Course in Pickford. It's open to the public, and Munoscong is one of the top playing destinations in the region. It's never too early to start thinking spring, and it'll be time to tee it up before you know it at Munoscong Golf Course in Pickford.
Rivers Granite Custom Countertops and Cabinetry specializes in one-of-a-kind custom countertops and creations that you won't find anywhere else. Featuring granite, marble, quartz, and solid surfaces, Rivers Granite is also your go-to source for custom cabinets. See what they can do for you at riversgranite.com or call 906-647-5200.
Proudly supporting the Pickford Panther athletic programs, the Sundown Lounge is the place to be before or after the next big game. Grab a bite to eat, relax and unwind with friends and family, and always cheer on the Panthers. For daily lunch and dinner specials, food the entire family will love, ice-cold drinks, and a guaranteed good time, we'll see you where the sun goes down on M129 just north of Pickford at the Sundown Lounge. At Forefront Credit Union, we are working together to build a stronger community. People helping people is at the core of what we do. We are proud to partner with organizations in the communities that we serve. Located in Pickford with lobby hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, now offering video teller services from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Making banking smart and simple. Forefront Credit Union.
Your Real Estate One Northern Properties broker is John Anderson. Serving Pickford and the entire Eastern Upper Peninsula, John strives to serve each client with integrity and transparency. So the next time you're in the market, make the call to John Anderson, your local Real Estate One broker. Call 906-240-4200 today.
When it comes to that next big project around the house, make sure you've got the supplies to get the job done right. Tri-County Building Centers proudly serves the E.U.P. with 6 locations, including right here in Pickford. Find them on Facebook or visit tricountybuildingcenters.com. Featuring the best brands and the most knowledgeable staff, visit your local Tri-County Building Center today.
The Pickford Booster Club is the #1 fan of Pickford Panther athletics. Panther student athletes always make us proud. We love cheering you on. Congrats to Coach Rader and the Panthers on an undefeated regular season and for winning the 2024 Great Lakes 8 East Conference Championship. Good luck in the MHSAA state playoffs from the Pickford Booster Club. Go Panthers!
When it comes to concrete construction supplies, Northern Sand and Gravel is the company to turn to. They offer ready-mix concrete and aggregates that are engineered to premium standards. Call 906-635-5151 for a free estimate, or visit one of their locations in the Sioux, Newberry, or Gould City. Northern Sand and Gravel, your local concrete and sand service headquarters.
The best way to start your day is with the best cup of coffee you can find anywhere. For the area's freshest coffee beans, grown right here on the Lake Chanot Islands and roasted daily to perfection. It's the Lake Chanot Coffee Roasters. Come inside the Lake Chanot Coffee Roasters in Cedarville. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Find Lake Chanot Coffee Roasters on Facebook or visit their website at lakechanotcoffeeroasters.com.
Central Savings Bank has been serving the E.U.P. since 1902. We live where you live, and we're here to help. With 9 convenient locations across the region to serve you, Central Savings Bank has your back. Ask what the CSB family can do for you. Visit any of our locations or online at centralsavingsbank.com.
Rob's Service and Sales is your locally owned source for HVAC service and sales. Whether it's heating and cooling for your home or business, geothermal services, or the safety and security of a surveillance systems, Rob's does it all. Located on Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, or call 906-440-2510. Rob's Service and Sales says go Panthers. Let's heat things up this postseason.
Back at the Chuck Bennon Memorial Field, getting ready to start the second half in this Division 1 8-player semifinal. Winner moves on to next week's state championship contest at the Superior Dome at NMU. Pickford got off to a strong start with the opening kickoff. They've led for a majority of the half. Inland Lakes, though, as you mentioned, Coach, hanging around and keeping themselves in this ball game, and they forced Pickford into a few uncharacteristic mistakes. Caleb Rader just walked by us coming back up here in the booth, and he what did he say?
Rough first half.
Rough first half, but the Panthers lead at 28-12. There's about 200 teams around the state that would take this right now, and but it hasn't been by the typical script for the Panthers here in this one, but they find themselves 2 quarters away from a state title shot next weekend.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of the standard over here at Pickford. They got a way of doing things, they do it well, and that's just what they do. Like you said, he's a rough first half. To their standard, yeah, it was kind of rough. They made some mental mistakes. They had some penalties. They squandered the first opportunity on the turnover on downs, partially because of a penalty. So just a few mistakes that are uncharacteristic for this Pickford team. As far as scoring right 4.5, that's what good teams do, is they get that score right 4.5. And Pickford got their score, but then so did Inland Lakes, Indian River there.
Both teams also on special teams of the big one. Been pretty evenly matched outside of a couple big plays. That big swing there in the second quarter, too, where Inland Lakes fumbled deep in their own territory and gave Pickford a bonus score, is kind of what's got this at a two-score advantage. And all the things that you mentioned, the penalties, some of the drop snaps, a couple of fumbles that have bounced back to them, those are all fixable mistakes. And you said this early, before we kicked it off. You said it during the first half. If Pickford can keep playing their game, do what they want to do, they're fine right now so far. Inland Lakes hasn't gotten them outside of their comfort zone more than a couple of times. And that's why Pickford holding on here as the opening kickoff is covered up.
Bradford with the cover up, a little squib kick there by Pickford.
I think we might see a little bit more of him too, because they've done some things with him kind of to help ease the way for Fenstermaker. Bulldogs with the football. They are going towards the south end, the scoreboard side, here at the Benton Field, and they're going to go back in the spread right out of the gates here, and they had success with this late in the first half.
So, and the Lakes is running and there he is, Bradford.
Yep. Swing pass. They kind of lined him up as the middle guy in the trips.
So, he was the inside guy, Dan. Because,
inside guy. So he bubbled kind of back or orbited.
Yeah, Inland Lakes is running a tackle eligible.
Oh,
they're lining their two outside guys of their trips up on the line. Here they're back in regular slot formation.
Yep. Two to the left, one to the right, back next to Fenstermaker. He'll roll left, sets his feet, pressure, gets away, and now he can do some damage. Good block upfield as well. And he's going to be across the midfield mark and down to the 37-yard line. Great presence there. He didn't force it, tucked it back down. And if he gets in space, he's a good one.
And you know, like we were talking about, that's what Inland Lakes has to do to find some success. They got to get Pickford kind of out of their comfort zone a little bit. And you know what? When you're playing man coverage and all your guys are going deep, it opens up a lot of field for that quarterback to scramble.
It's going to be two to the left, one to the right again. Snap here. That was kind of slow developing. Flag comes in. Something didn't look right up front there.
I think they're going to get Wilson, the senior, 77 there for a hold.
He's another big dude.
You know, he's the furthest one away from the line of scrimmage. So.
Oh, and he's the furthest one back too as they march off the penalty yardage. He's by himself walking back to where the new huddle will be. And he turns around and he probably gets it from his teammates and they'll pick him up in the huddle. Interesting here, both Bradford and Fenstermaker go over to the sideline to get the play.
We did see him snap the ball to Bradford in the first half, throw that bubble screen to Fenstermaker.
Bradford in the slot to the left, two receivers there. They stay one receiver to the right. They've got a back who's in helping block for Fenstermaker. Wants the deep ball. Overthrows Bradford and a flag comes in the backfield.
We're going to get another hold on Inland Lakes here.
Oh, so it was Pickford, their first drive, right? Offensively?
Yeah.
Where they had the two big holds.
And I'll give you one guess on who that one might have been on. I mean, we don't get a number up here, but all indications, I got a good idea who it was.
Yeah, he's not having a great drive here. First and 28 after a great play to get him down inside the 40. They were at the 37 and now they're at the 43 on their own side of the field.
So they're in Dafter. They got to get to Cedarville.
Bradford going to play that slot again to the right. Low snap. Fenstermaker was trying to go. His lineman slipped, but he's still alive. He just got slowed down. 67. Chris Foldenauer.
I think that was designed to run too, Dan.
Yeah, I think that was back to just a draw. And his center goes down, and now Fenstermaker's doing the Fred Flintstone kind of chopping the feet and then just tries to bounce it. Give him credit that he got back to the line of scrimmage, nearly turned the corner on the left side. 10 minutes to go, third quarter in this state semifinal contest.
When your center is laying on his belly, looking at you after the snap, It's not a good sign. And their center is not real big.
No, that's...
Avery Enos. But they're 2x2.
They're fake the draw, send the screen, and Bennon is a pretty good matchup on Bradford. He just gets out there and covers it. Good job there, too, by Gunner. Kind of played run first.
Yep.
But stayed out in the flats. He was in the passing lane.
Pretty good situational football, Dan. You know, we'll give up that swing pass and we'll rally to that. It was second and, like I said, about 32 miles. Keep everything in front of you.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Been all spread in the shotgun this drive for the Bulldogs. Now they don't have to get it all back here at once. Fenstermaker under pressure, puts it up. Bennon got tripped up by McDonald there. Triple coverage though.
Great job by the pressure from Pickford.
No chance to step up there.
Exactly.
Moon ball.
Fenstermaker had to throw that off the back foot. I think if Fenstermaker can step into that one, he might have a big game because the receiver was behind the coverage a little bit. But again, great job by that initial pressure.
Goes from a potential deep completed pass to a near interception.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some time here. Fenstermaker is taking all day. Not a lot of urgency here.
Never a lot of urgency when they're going to punt the ball in. But they're going to go 2x1 in their punt formation here now. They're going to get delay game.
Yep.
Looks like a delay game.
Maybe they thought they could try to catch him sleeping or something. Maybe Fenstermaker wants 5 more yards. I would not put anything past him.
Yeah.
I can tell you after the fake punt earlier that Pickford's okay just letting them boot it deep and playing up with their defense.
Okay, so now they're twins left. They have tight end on the right.
And now Bennon, last second, will sprint back. He slips and falls, and it takes a big roll. And then
Did he touch that? I think it hit him.
You had to go back and play it.
Bennon downs the ball.
So Bennon bailing back towards the south end to get in position to field it. Had a line drive come at him, but he slips, falls into the ball, and then he had to race back and jump on top of it. And of course, it takes about a 15-yard tumble. This is the worst starting spot for the Panthers today. That great field position most of the game, but now they'll start at the 15-yard line.
Good news for the chain gang. They didn't have to move real far.
No.
Because of the 4th and 30-yard situation, it was still a good punt, but they just didn't have to move real far.
What are we doing here?
Apparently he didn't touch it. I don't know what they're doing here.
Well, then if he didn't touch it, isn't it still down?
Yeah, if he didn't.
He didn't possess it. So
unless there was a penalty on Inland Lakes. Boy, I think they goofed that one up, you know.
Because if he didn't touch it, Inland Lakes would have downed it back there.
Well, if...
Yeah, Story bounces off his own guy. He shoves Bennon right to the ground and a gain of 9.
And if it was a holding on the punt, it would have been a re-kick.
I think they called holding. It's on the return, maybe? It's still got to go.
Yeah, I think they really goofed that one
I
up.
should have left the line of scrimmage back here.
Yeah, should have.
Should have been a repunt.
Yeah, Inland Lake should have been repunting there. Anywho, back to that double wing look.
Spread each way, and they just pick a side.
Story. Oh, I think he's really close. I think he's going to get the right foot spot. It's going to be really close.
No, they say 3rd down. White Hat was quick to look at it. No, and now
he's
he
giving
says
them first down. They haven't even spotted it yet.
No.
Interesting.
Well, he went 3rd down real quick. and then went first down, both before a spot, and now we're ready to go. Pickford's lined up. They're like, hey, man, we want to go.
I mean, yeah, third down would be, I believe, delaying the inevitable here.
Snap
He would've had
behind
it
that
here.
and breaks free. Story off to the races. He is gone. Touchdown, Tommy Story.
Story on the carry.
Was on the sideline when they won it a handful of years ago, watching his big brother do it, and now he's trying to lead his era of Panthers just straight ahead, nothing fancy. And why should they? 34-12, 7:29 to go. And then the Lynx keeps battling, but they have not been able to climb all the way back up the mountain.
A couple huge holding penalties.
Oh man, yeah.
Kind of some of them self-inflicted wounds that Pickford was kind of able to overcome in the first half.
Bennon in the backfield now.
And this is
Story
just sweep
takes
left.
the wing, and
Oh,
a low
boy.
snap again. And bottled up and slammed down, and that's costing Pickford. You said earlier, I mean, these conversions that they're not getting, the difference between them kind of busting this thing open.
So that's their third failed 2-point. So right now they're leaving ultimately another touchdown on the field.
And that's why they think it's been a rough day. Again, the winner to the Superior Dome Saturday next weekend. Para Championship contest. The Division I game is scheduled for 11 o'clock with the D2 final at 1 p.m. We will be there. The Panthers can finish the job. They've got about 19 and a half minutes of game time left to secure that trip. This one, though, a lot of football left.
Well, especially how rapidly these teams can score.
Special teams has been getting involved. Middle Lake's defense has gotten stops today. Short kick. Fielded on a hop at the 35. Lower the shoulder, and then it just turns into a train wreck.
Mason Green.
Number 8, Green on the return. Brought down by number 32, Wilfong. Bulldogs first and 10.
Again, one thing that may or may not play into a factor, we'll have to keep an eye on it, is most of Pickford's starters are normally done by now.
A couple of scores from the other games going on right now. Forest Park is up 21-8 over Onikama.
Trying to make it in that D2 final. Snap, throw into a tight window, and Bradford secures a gain of 12 and a first down.
And then the one that Pickford's going to be really paying attention to, 29-26, Deckerville up at the half.
It's a battle.
Of course, they're playing perennial powerhouse Mendon. Seems like Mendon is in the mix every year.
Mendon was in the semifinal last year.
Oh,
another bullet.
Right in the hands.
Oh, that's a touchdown.
Dropped by Landon Perkins.
Both of these two teams, I think, will continue to contend. We've seen Bradford will be back and kind of be the leader of the show, I'm guessing, next year. Whether that's as a running back or a quarterback. Junior, they've got a couple of sophomores, including Perkins there. They've got
interesting look here. They got a split end of the right, full house backfield, and Fenstermaker will motion out. Direct snap to
Bradford.
Bradford.
Bradford on
And
the
he's
carry,
got
blocked
about
by
5.
number 24, Caden Comey. He's up at third and about 6.
Well, we've seen Crawford today. We've seen Damian Bradford as part of that line. They will lose their 2 biggest guys up front in Burr and Wilson. It's still a deep squad. All their skill guys come back with the exception of Fenstermaker.
Fenstermaker motions to the right again.
Bradford, almost, but he's got enough for a first down. Out to the 40 on the Pickford side. Good drive here
Brought down by
that
Comey
the
and
Bulldogs are
Donald.
putting together. Now, this is about where they got last time. And then they backed themselves up. Back-to-back holds that put them way behind the chains. They're going to go back to that full house look. Fenstermaker now, he'll move out again. Pump fake Bradford. He's going to throw the fade to Fenstermaker. Got it. Well, you know he's capable of doing that. And hey, he practiced Monday as the starting quarterback.
Inland Lakes kind of got away with one there, Dan. You know, it's kind of one of my bugaboos. Is the motion from Fenstermaker was going forward towards the line of scrimmage. Kind of got away with one there.
Good ball by Bradford. In the red zone. This is the best field spot here for the Bulldogs. Their 2 touchdowns have been big gainers. Bradford, like he ran into a brick wall, gets slammed back by McDonald.
Just forward progress will get him back to the line.
Ball's going to be about the 17, or is that the 17? Yeah. 16, 17 yard line.
Roughly, yep.
No gain.
That full house backfield again. Fenstermaker motions to the right. Now he's going to come back on jet sweep.
Great
Nothing
play
doing.
from the backside. They're just following him. Cromie gets there.
Now watch for the counter off that one. Third and 13, it looks like.
Again, they don't have to get it back here. You're 4 down territory. Last time they took a shot on 3rd and long.
So 2 by 1, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Back, kind of a pistol look.
He's just there to protect. Throw. Little curl route. Caught that time by Perkins, but he catches it on his knees.
Ends up with that 4th and 3.
Nice play.
Extend that out just a little bit.
Nice play though, Dan. Like,
or is that, hey, let's get to 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
Absolutely. That's, you know,
Quick hitter.
Getting it to 4th and manageable here.
Big one here for the Bulldogs. Down 34-12. Their state title hopes may hang in the balance here. Fenstermaker says, I got it.
And he's not going to get it.
Short.
He is short.
Great job underneath. Who got under him? 42 ground. Wow. He had a full head of steam.
Now it's going on about a 20-minute drive.
So the Panthers take over from the 9-yard line. 1st and 10. If Josh Rader has his way, they may run this thing straight to the Superior Dome. Story. Straight ahead. Ran into Bennon that time. You know the Bulldogs are going to fly to the football here. They are now officially in nothing to lose mode.
Alex Willis. Short gain on the play.
About a yard, maybe a yard and a half for Story there. I believe we're probably going to see a few plays like that, keeping this clock rolling.
One thing that I think has helped the Bulldogs too kind of hang around to keep battling in this. None of their linemen have to play two ways or do play two ways.
That was one of the points that Coach Travis Meyer told me before the game was he runs two platoon.
Yeah.
As much as he can.
Well, it's those big guys that keep playing physical. Sweep around the right side. Story tripped up. Tumbles.
Bring up third and about 4, maybe.
He's up a third and about 4.
Stick is at the 15. We're going to be just shy of the 20 for the first down marker. 1:55 to go. Time on Pickford's side. So is the score at 34-12. Trying to punch their ticket to the state finals next week. You load up the box and come at him. Story kind of slips there, trying to change direction and going the wrong way.
I guess back to the line.
Gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up a fourth and about 4.
If you're Coach Rader here, what do you do?
I was gonna say.
I'm punting here, Dan. If it's me, you got a multiple score lead. And he's going for it.
Hard count, maybe?
Yes, I'd be willing to bet hard count.
That's exactly what they're doing. And there it is, timeout Panthers. They try. Again, in the Lakes doesn't give in, but now you make the decision. You can still go for it. 45.1 here.
You know what?
I don't think you want to do them any favors.
If you go for it here, Dan, I think it's got to be like that boot pass.
Yeah. Yep.
Something that you haven't.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be keying on Story or. I mean, common sense says punt.
Is the risk worth the reward here if you get the first down? What's the big benefit of the first down? Obviously, chewing time.
Yeah, you're gonna grind roughly 2 more minutes probably off the clock. Another
set of downs.
Another set of downs.
Gets you gets you within 10 minutes of winning it. They're gonna line up to punt. Venstermaker is back at midfield. Snap. High end over end kick towards the sidelines. Lands on the track. Just what you love to see with a $110 football.
Good strategy there by Coach Rader, though. You don't kick it to number 1 here. You kick that right out of bounds, just like they just did.
That's a benefit, they say, on the fly at the 35 or at the 30. If you're the Bulldogs, you have to convert this. Your defense got to stop. You get a break with the field positioning.
If you're in the Lakes, you need quick score here.
Yeah.
You can't grind out a drive here to get points.
Oh, a little fake, and then a toss to Bradford. Good job there. Out on the edge.
Roughly
Owen McConkey with the stop.
He's up a second about
That was kind of went read option.
It looked really similar to a triple option.
Yeah, on the backfield and then the quick pitch.
Where you're reading dive and then you got the pitch. Or Fenstermaker could have kept it there. Those are the 3 parts of that option.
We'll see. They're not going to get this off. Break the huddle with 6 seconds.
And
they
3,
slowly walk.
2, 1. horn.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Pickford is on top, 34-12, trying to secure a spot in the state championship game. It is Panthers football for the playoffs on the E.U.P Sports Network.
For top quality meats, fresh cut every day, it's Neville's Superette in Sault Ste. Marie. Neville's has been voted the Tri-County area's best meat market 10 years in a row. At Neville's, they strive to serve only the best products available. The holidays are just around the corner. Let Neville's Superette handle your catering order or that special event. Neville's Superette, I-75 Business Spur, Sault Ste. Marie.
If you're looking to upgrade or purchase your first tractor, Skinner's, your trusted tractor source in the north, has the brands you can depend on. Stop on out to Pickford and browse the high-quality and versatile tractors like Kubota and Massey that can perform every job you have planned for this year. Or take an adventure in one of their Kawasaki side-by-sides. Whatever you choose, Skinner's always services everything they sell. Now is the time to put the shovel down or go on an adventure that never ends. Visit Skinner's in Pickford, Michigan, locally owned and operated for over 60 years.
All right, as we start the fourth quarter, Bulldogs with the football right to left, going towards the parking lot here in the north end zone. They'll go 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Fenstermaker all alone on a second down. About the 25-yard line, counters it back. Wrapped up from behind, breaks away. Flag comes in. I think it's going to be a hold on 67.
If I had to guess,
We had Brown kind of pinned on the ground, hands on the back. Oh, personal foul face mask.
I didn't see a face mask there.
15-yarder. Well, in this case, that's going to give a first down, extend the drive.
Well, even a 5-yard variety
Yeah.
gives them a first down there, but that would be half the distance to the goal.
Ball will be at the 11, so they can get another first down without a touchdown. But as you said, urgency. They got to score quick. They sprint to the line. 2 receivers to the right. Running back behind Fenstermaker in the shotgun. Straight drop. Looking for the throw. Nothing there. Pressured. Fires, and they almost came up with it. Fenstermaker does a good job keeping the play alive. Pass, no stop the clock.
This is something that you see young quarterbacks at the high school level, quarterbacks I should say, get in the habit of trying to make something out of nothing there, Dan. A couple of years ago, 2 years ago I believe now, they did away with the no intentional grounding in high school.
Yeah.
You know, so just throw that one away instead of a cross-body pass like that.
Snap here. We're going to look again. Double move. Fenstermaker slips. Fires. Broken tackle. Down to the 5. Number 3 on the catch for the Bulldogs is Cameron Kettle, a senior. They were looking for a little pump and go with Bradford on this near side. He tried to kind of run that wheel. That little fade from the slot there to the outside while the other receiver bailed in.
3rd and half of the chains. 2 to the left, 2 to the right.
Little snap. Fenstermaker straight ahead. And Raider with the stop.
Fenstermaker on the carry.
Well, the season's on the line here for the Bulldogs, most likely.
Coming up 4th and 4.
They're going to need a lot of help if they don't get this one.
They're going to use a timeout. We're going to talk about
it. Well, and I was just going to say, they may have to burn a timeout that they need for timing purposes to go strategy here. 4th and 5. Now they can get a first down.
Looks to me like they're going to have to get just
You can
inside
hear
the
referees.
2,
In fact,
maybe
we
the
need to
1,
get out there
to
to
get
be
that
referee
first
now
down.
more than ever. Nationally, there's a surge of people willing to work these kids' games, and they're just kids' games. So if you love
So this
sports and kids, register
this is classic
MHSAA.com.
telling your players, don't run a route underneath the first down stick. On the other side, you're telling your defense, hey, protect the sticks. Know that they're going to be just at or beyond those sticks. So when you do tackle, come away from the sticks. You know, don't throw them for a first down. Don't drag them for a first down.
Are you surprised they've been all exclusively air here since they came out?
No, not a bit. Not a bit. Inland Lakes does a great job throwing the ball. And we've seen Pickford with some struggles in their pass coverage.
Oh, everybody's uptight now. They fake it, go back. Oh man.
Had him.
Last ball's incomplete.
Had Kettle wide
Those
open.
2-point conversions and that touchdown.
Yep, that's, you know, that
That's
was
10 points that they very easily could have had on the board, and they had Pickford beat.
Yeah, they did. They had.
They ran that little option look again. They fired it.
Yeah, they had Kettle on a little pop pass off the kind of fake sweep. I'm sure Pickford had their ears pinned back there. And
They were coming.
He just kind of slipped behind the linebacker there.
All right, so from the 5, Panthers take over in the shadow of their own goal line. Snap. Left side. Just barreling his way forward. His story. His first carry in the 4th quarter of a ball game this season.
Second and 4.
Regardless of what happens in the next 10 minutes, I think this is good for the Panthers.
Absolutely.
Going into next week, if they do survive, because you know that's not going to be easy. A state final never really is. Bulldogs came back last week. They're going to have to get some quick stops here.
Oh, false start on Bennon there. He was leaning a little too early.
False start. The Panthers.
8 in. The fact that the Panthers are staring 12-0 in a state title shot right in the face, they're going to have some things that they can work on this week in practice. And knowing Coach Rader like we do, I'm sure he probably addressed that at halftime and is going to tell his guys, hey fellas, we might not be so fortunate next week to be playing with a 2 or 3 score lead.
Played most of today with a 2-score lead,
Yeah.
up to 3-score lead here. But because of some of them uncharacteristic mistakes, and here's Bennon.
Cuts it back. Still going. Cuts again. He breaks free. He needs. Yep, good job by Bannon. He wraps it up tight. I thought he was going to break it free on this cutback. He's weaving up the Inland Link sideline and then brings it back to the middle of the field. First down, out of trouble as far as field positioning. They're out to the 39-yard line and the clock runs under 9 minutes to go.
I gotta believe we're gonna have a heavy dose of story here.
Yeah. Straight ahead. You got 5, maybe 6.
Story on the carry. It's up 5. 7 times.
Story gets to play. It's going to be Bennett with Miller to the right side. Story in the gun. 7 guys up tight, ready to come for the Bulldogs. And the 2 big fellows get it done there.
Story on the carry.
Bradford
It's down by 90 here.
and Burr.
75. Bradford. He's up at 3rd, about 6.
3rd and 6 here for the Panthers. 7:30 and counting. This is what Pickford wants. Stay patient. It's probably going to feel like an eternity. Kind of been a road of redemption and revenge games. All rematches so far as part of a theme for Pickford. Regular season rematches that they survived with Munising and Ishpeming. And in this semifinal rematch, they've done the job here. Burr body slam Story. That can't feel good, and we're going to get a timeout on 4th down for the Bulldogs. That will be their second of the half. 6:50 to go. 4th down coming up here. We'll step aside. Here's 6:50 to go in the 4th.
O'Connor's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Stop in, take a look around. No pressure selling right here in town. Servicing through and through. We're working hard for you. The name you know, community-wide. Local people with local pride. O'Connor's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. O'Connor's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Life is easier at Sioux Co-op Credit Union. Digital Wallet allows you to store your SCCU Visa credit and debit card in your phone's digital wallet and conveniently pay with just a tap of your phone. It's simplified shopping so that you can make purchases quickly, easily, and safely on the go. Visit us online at www.siouxcoop.com for more information.
Dan Hardenbrook, Zach Klickner, glad to have you along. 4th down, punt, high snap. And the scramble is on, and McDonald does the old Aussie rules. Oh, man, the mad scramble. Give them credit to go up to get it. And you said it right before we came back on. They've got to get the punt off.
Yeah, they were...
and it almost went over the head.
Inland Lakes had a little stunt on their D line that time, Dan. They were twisting off their D ends, trying to get a little confusion there, open up a gap for their guys to rush. They sent Mitchell Crawford, one of the running backs, kind of in off the edge there to try and make something happen.
So, the Bulldogs back on the attack from the 38-yard line. Little snap, Fenstermaker there. Rolls right. Stops. Rears back. Bradford. Over the shoulder. Caught. And he gets free. And that's the big one. That's kind of that little quick pump fake. Send him deep. And a great ball from Fenstermaker. And the Bulldogs are not down and not out yet.
And you know, it wasn't bad coverage, Dan.
No, all over it.
Bennon was right there, but it's just kind of one of them balls that's just absolutely placed perfect. Heck of a throw from Fenstermaker there.
Well, if you got to score quick, that's the way to do it.
No.
62-yarder.
Key of the day here, Dan. 2-point conversions.
Yeah, that's going to end up being a difference maker. They roll out, and he's 0 for 3 on 2-point tries, and plus the one that would have been a touchdown last time.
Real similar play to what we seen on that 4th down the last time Inland Lakes was down there. They were looking for Cameron Kettle in the back of the end zone. That's something that Pickford's going to have to see on film. They're going to have to shore that up a little bit, because it's not the coverage that it's incomplete passes.
Yeah.
It's just missing. So that's something that Pickford's going to have to shore up this week if they hang on and close this one out here.
34-18, still a 2-score lead, and you mentioned it's been a kind of a 2-score lead most of the time. The Bulldogs are got to feel so close yet so far on that scoreboard, especially with 6:38 to go. You mentioned the conversions and the missed throws on the pass. It was What broke this open into a 3-score game to begin with was that turnover deep in their own territory.
Here's where your conversions come in, Dan. We talked about them 6 points left on the board. That's the difference between a 22-point game right now and a 16-point game right now. So it's 2 scores instead of that 3-score lead.
They were down 2 scores and got to stop, had a chance to maybe put a drive together to get it back within single digits when they fumbled there. And Pickford, I mean, at least a 6-point swing, but possibly even more than that.
Pickford gonna take it at the 35. Why wouldn't you?
Yep, kick went out of bounds, and they will look to do the job. Only 1 timeout left for the Bulldogs. Now, however, we have
Inland Lakes has been finding a couple of stops.
Getting stops and some inconsistency on the snaps. You know they're going to bring the heat. Pickford has to take care of the football. Story to the second level. Gets a gain of 9. Stays.
There's that little power play that we talked about where they're bringing the winger around, kind of leading him through. When you get 9 yards on first down, that's a pretty good recipe.
Here in the midway point, here in the 4th, Panthers trying to punch their ticket to Marquette next week.
That double wing to the left, it wouldn't surprise me if we're seeing the same play here again, Dan. And there it is.
6 guys coming through. Story gets that second hand up to protect the ball. Legs don't stop moving. First down.
Results in a Panther first down.
We talked about Pickford and how they would look in the 4th quarter. Those guys, Burr and Bradford, the arms are going on the hips now. When you're 530 to 112 scoring advantage for the Bulldogs, they haven't played a lot of 4th quarters either.
No.
And those guys have been really solid up front, and they have seen a lot of action.
Yeah, and those are just a few, we talked about Inland Lakes doing a lot of 2 platoon.
Yep.
Those are like the couple of guys that go 2 ways. Story off the left side almost gets away.
Well,
drug down.
And sometimes, sometimes you can hide a guy or you can take a play off. But when you're playing Pickford and you're on the defensive line, you're getting hit every play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're in on the tackle almost every play.
Story gains about 7 on first down there. Second and a long 3.
They split. Batting out wide here.
Keep Miller in as a fullback. And that's what he's doing. He's just leading for Story.
Good push there. 74. No, my eyes must be bad. 24. Alex Willis, another sophomore, playing one of those backers, and he just came and he guessed on the right gap there.
And sometimes you guess right. Sometimes it happens.
Play of the game here right now. 3rd and 1. We go under 4 minutes. I would expect if the Bulldogs get a stop here, they might think about using that last timeout. Then try to get a stop on 4th down. Oh, backwards. Loss on the play. 5. The other Fenstermaker, the one that'll be back next year. Landon Fenstermaker.
Timeout in the Lakes.
Yep.
They're going to use their last one.
You've seen hard count it a couple of times.
Coach Rader still has 2 timeouts.
If he doesn't absolutely love the look, he can burn it. I would expect them fully to go for this one, and he's going to say, hey, fellas, we're a yard away from a state championship game. They've gained plenty of them this year. And if Hayden Rader's an all-state lineman and McDonald's an all-U.P nominee and Story probably has the highest average per carry, just barreling through.
Who's the left end here? Is that Brown or McConkey? McConkey.
Yep. Brown plays the near side.
I thought McConkey was kind of wiggling a little bit the last couple of plays. Let's keep an eye on that.
Everybody up. 7 on the line. Give. Story. Breaks free. Second effort. The Pickford had guys downfield, and Miller and Bennon. Good call by you in the pregame on keeping an eye on those guys. But they've done just as much blocking as they have with the football today.
Oh, absolutely.
So, nothing left the Bulldogs can do. They could get it back with limited time left, and now if you're Pickford, just don't put it on the ground. The Bulldogs are going to have to come make a play. Story straight ahead.
Story on carry.
Only gets a couple.
Pick up about 2.
75 Bradford, the younger brother, playing that inside. I noticed they flipped this half too. I was going to mention it earlier. They flipped Bradford and Burr. Burr was causing havoc at that nose tackle spot in the 3-man front earlier. And they've just kind of ran away from him a little bit here. Story with everybody coming. There's the little flip to Bennon. Gets around, has guys in front, including McConkey. Gunnar Bennon, first down. They say, is he inbound?
Oh, that's going to do it, Dan.
Oh, first down, yeah, under 2 minutes. They can kneel on it now.
Yep.
So the Panthers, under Josh Rader. You remember it was the rule book that got them knocked out in the semifinals back during the COVID year. They came back with the theme of unfinished business. And now, again, avenging a semifinal loss to get a trip the following year back to the state final. Coach Rader told me this year the tournament was taking care of business. They're 3/4 of the way there.
If I'm Pickford, I'm just kneeling on this.
Don't get anybody hurt.
There's 0 point of running a play here.
Those referees coming in to ask them, what are you doing here? Because of course, if they're going to kneel on it, they'll ask for no contact.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing.
Yep. Crowd starts to
Come on, guys. What are you doing?
make their, they're going to line up. There's the knee.
Story takes a knee.
The Panthers will be back in the state championship. They got to do one more.
And they're good anytime now.
Yep. So it'll be the Panthers headed to the final. Coach is going to check that scoreboard. Here's what we know. Superior Dome in Marquette, 11 o'clock next Saturday. Make your plans, Panther fans. Pickford wins the semifinal showdown. And they are back in the state finals
MHSAA.com
with an impressive win today, 34-18. We will step aside, wrap it up with the post game when we come back.
For fantastic food with a fabulous view, choose the Cozy Corners restaurant in Barbeau. Beautifully situated on the shores of the St. Mary's River, Cozy Corners is famous for its delicious burgers, Friday night fish, and Saturday steak specials. And it's the perfect spot for you and the entire family. Unforgettable food with an unbeatable view. It's the Cozy Corners restaurant in Barbeau.
Serving the eastern Upper Peninsula and the entire state of Michigan, Islands Insurance can tailor a policy to fit your needs at a competitive rate. Providing a full range of coverage and carriers, Islands Insurance Center will give you and your family peace of mind. For all of your insurance needs, call 906-484-2226 or see them on M134 in Cedarville.
The Husky.
All right, Dan Hardenberg, Zach Clicker back here at the Benton Memorial Field where the Panthers now know they will play for a state championship. A 34-18 victory as they sprint down to ring the bell in the final home game here. The road came through Pickford and they defend that home turf. And this was just about maybe what we expected. A close contest, a competitive contest. Even when Pickford was building a big lead, it didn't feel like the game was ever out of hand for the Bulldogs, but just too much to overcome for them. And no shame there. These are two of the very best programs in the state, but Pickford gets to play another one next week.
Yeah, that we got our money's worth up here today. Like you said, Dan, just when you thought Pickford was pulling away, Inland Lakes would make a play, whether it be special teams. We've seen a long pass play down the far sideline there. This is a good Inland Lakes football team. They have absolutely nothing to hang their heads about because they lost to a excellent Pickford football team here today.
And really, there were plays that could have gone the other way. We mentioned the conversions and a missed touchdown pass. Pickford converted some key areas, but I think the big part was the Panthers got to play from the front, and that meant they got to play their game. We saw Inland Lakes go spread in the second half a little bit more, and it worked, but they could only do so much in those situations. And when you're facing a 4th and 28 in the second half, trying to make a comeback, and you're pinned deep in your own territory and you're trying to make a comeback, they just had to rely maybe too much on the big play today and couldn't sustain it enough. But Pickford is on. They will play in the state finals at the Superior Dome next week. It's an 11 o'clock kickoff. It'll be the first game of the day at the Superior Dome, and you can get your ticket and parking information if you're making the trip online at MHSAA.com. Can't make the trip? Well, good news. We are. We're going up. We will be there, and we'll be on the air about 10:45 to break down that matchup. Deckerville, at last report, had a 9-point lead going to the 4th in their semifinal, and hopefully Crystal Falls can maybe eke one out and we can get a pair of games, a pair of U.P. teams to bring home championships next week. Follow us on Facebook on the E.U.P. Sports Network page. We'll have some exclusive content and different things throughout the week to get you ready as the Panthers will play for the 8-player Division I state championship. Do want to also thank Susan Eddington, athletic director here in Pickford. We came over a couple times during the regular season, then partnered up with the school for this playoff run. Matt Johnson, the principal here, and the media class advisor who helped handle our sponsorships for the postseason. Always fun coming to Pickford, and it'll be a perfect season here at home, and now they get to go to the Dome to finish it out. We will talk to you next Saturday from the Superior Dome for the state championship contest. This is Pickford Panthers playoff football on the E.U.P. Sports Network.